Hey everyone, you've landed on the Swing Trade Pros website here. My name is Mr. Know-It-All. I've been an active swing trader for over 7 years. I want to welcome you guys all to the community here. My goal is to change 1 million people's lives with swing trading and trading profitably. This is a skill set you can learn here with the service. Go check out the testimonials in Discord. You can see lots of folks talking about the service and how the trade calls are super profitable. You can check Profit Gains channel. I think we've amassed around $150,000 worth of profits in the last year posted in the Profit Gains channel just from other users and traders in the community. I'd like all of you guys to check out the 14-day free trial. A coupon code will be pinned in the comment section below this video, so check it out. And we'll take you through 14-day free trial process here. You come down to the website, save 44%, and claim your 14-day free trial. Click on that. And that will take you to the Swing Trade Pros website where you can click sign up now. And after your 14-day free trial is up, on the 15th day, you will get billed, full disclosure of that. And I appreciate you guys all joining the community. It will change your lives. Give it a chance. A lot of these swing trades can take months. One of our biggest trades of the year last year was INJ. We took an entry at $1.60, and well, that asset's trading over $35 today. So that was one of the banger trades that I pointed out. My strongest pattern that I trade that I'm known for is the falling wedge. I call it the falling node wedge pattern. Lots of divergence on these charts, and that's what makes these patterns really play out. And you guys are going to be able to really learn that in the service, and I really hope you enjoy it. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys on the charts. All right. Audio check. You guys can see me. All right, cool. How's everybody doing, man? It's been a pretty rough go here past couple weeks, couple months rather, I would say, in these markets. Yeah. All right, so S&P kind of gapped down here. Did it gap? Didn't gap, just down 0.6%. Looks kind of meek, right? So we got a breakdown out of the massive rising wedge. Got this bounce here that lasted a few days. We tagged the daily 200 moving average, rejected it. Now we're coming on back down to retest this support. Yeah, it doesn't look very good at all. We have daily momentum pointing down. We have, our weekly momentum is, entering oversold territory here. So what could end up happening is if we do hold these range lows here, okay, if we do hold these range lows here, I'm saying if we do, at least on in the interim here, like the next week or two or something, we could maybe reclaim this and make another attempted rally to retest 58.20. Kind of a long shot, but could happen. Like money printer go burr, whatever, dude, whatever they want to, do. But man, like from a technical point of view on the monthly time frame, this looks like complete garbage. Like this has lots of downside to come. Like it wouldn't shock me if at some point the S&P maybe even retested its breakout in some time. This monthly candle is not going to be a good monthly close, even if, unless they wick this thing all the way back up to 59.34, which I would say is at this point highly unlikely. Right, MACD rolling over here on the monthly. Not good. First level of negative momentum and since October of 2023, not good at all for the stock market. Crypto market. Let's just take a look at Tether dominance real quick, because there is the high time frames on Tether to me still look really bullish, right? Like the monthly, we were talking about this a while ago, the monthly bullish divergence. We got the monthly cross up. We're starting to see that kind of play out with all the assets kind of starting to tumble, right? Everything is down 90+%, or a lot of things are at least down 60-70% from their highs. What's going on, Angel? So we haven't broke this yet on the monthly charts. Man, the weekly you can see bullish engulfing. Looks like a flag. Like it's probably going to break it this week, or it looks like it wants to break it this week. Weekly's long on tether here. 2 week also long. All right. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to, I feel like we're going to get some sort of relief kind of rally at some point to wreck the late shorts and then make lower highs, then continue down again. Stuff like that. We still haven't broke above the weekly 200-day moving average. Yeah, the weekly 200. We do have a bit of downside pressure here from these moving averages. Okay, you can see we tested here. We got rejected. This was our low that we made on Bitcoin, but we still have it still has room to go back up there again. So, you know, we're probably going to go retest those lows. That makes the most sense to me. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. But essentially what I'm saying is Tether still looks really bullish, right? Bitcoin, the inverse of that, right? You know, breaking the weekly Kijun line here. To me, this looks like, you know, maybe an inverted, you know, cup with handle to the downside. You know, it looks like we're targeting like the $71,000 region eventually. You know, these monthly sells are usually pretty strong cases to look at. So, you know, I wouldn't say that, you know, we're out of the really out of the woods. I mean, from a technical point of view, Bitcoin's made a high. It's coming to come back down to retest its breakout. You know, if we start losing these levels here, yeah, I would say that this is done to me. But right now, it really looks like it is done based on the high time frame. Like the monthly here, kind of clipping short. MACD also bearish divergence on the monthly MACD here, definitely playing out. But listen, right this very moment in time, I would still say from a technical point of view, Bitcoin's fine. It hasn't made new lows on the macro level here. We haven't taken out $53,000. So if we just make higher lows, I think we're okay. We're okay. You know, it's going to be a bloodbath for these altcoins. I would agree with you, dude. It is definitely more. It is one of the most resilient assets for sure. I would agree. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty shisty, man. It doesn't look very good. We got monthly sells coming in, high time frame sells coming in. You know, we're very overbought. We're no longer very overbought, but we're entering, you know, 60s territory here, kind of losing some steam here. Kyle, your can stock is probably going to continue down. It's probably going to make a new low if Bitcoin continues to go down, and especially if the indices continue to go down, like NASDAQ. If the S&P is going down, NASDAQ's most likely going down a lot more aggressively. So, yeah, you're at a major level of support. Are you going to bounce here? Yeah, you might try to bounce here first. You might get a bounce off this level. Okay. Yeah, you'll probably bounce here. I mean, tomorrow, let's see how the market's open. I mean, if we could bounce kind of where we're at, if we do get some sort of bounce here, it could be okay, I suppose. I wouldn't be looking to short right here, is what I'm trying to say.
But you get an intraday bounce or something, you might want to be able to close that position and just reevaluate it for later on, until you start getting some high time frame candle closes that are supporting movements back to the upside. All right. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't look good. S&P does not look good. Fear and greed index is definitely in fear. I'd be careful with the alts right now, man. Yeah, I would be setting a stop on this for sure. Yeah, it looks really bad, dude. That looks like a gnarly rejection candle. They tried to reclaim the range. We talked about this last week, that maybe they'll try to reclaim it, and they attempted to. You can see the attempted rally. Like, it got as high as 23.40. Yeah, man. Just hope you don't catch follow through on this rejection. That's all I gotta say. I would set your stop pretty tight though, man. Like, 17.50 maybe. So, yeah, I'd be pretty cautious with these alts right now. Yeah. I mean, in a perfect world, it would be likely to see AVAX do something like this, actually. Down to 10 or even down to the range low at 870 to make a perfect M shape. That would make some sense. Like a full reset. Full reset. Yeah, we'll cover the pulse assets, man. All right. Well, here's your wrapped Bitcoin on Pulse Chain. We did have some nice wicks coming in on the weekly there. The 2-day and the 3-day charts are very oversold on the RSI. Well, on a hike and a sheet candles anyway. So the 3-day RSI is very oversold. It would make a lot of sense for this to get some sort of reflexive rally or retracement back up before maybe finding resistance somewhere around the 320 level, get rejected and then maybe break further down potentially. This structure is still intact. Okay. Maybe it doesn't make a new low. Maybe it rallies and pulls back and makes a higher low. That would be extremely bullish, and kind of it would be kind of going against the trend of the current market situation, if you will. If it does something like that, that would be extremely bullish to see. I don't necessarily expect to see that. It would make some sense to get a bit of a push up because the RSI is so wrecked on those lower time frames, those 2 and 3 day charts. But like your weekly time frame still has a lot of room to run down. You're definitely in the buy zone. You're at the 40 level here. This kind of lines up with where your bottom was put in last July. At this $80 level where we were actually kind of buying it. You do see some nice tails here on these wicks. So it is being bought down here. All right. I wouldn't say all hope is necessarily lost. I mean, this is probably a great time to be, like I said, probably DCAing into a position on this if you believe in it. I would still say it's probably one of the stronger assets on Pulse Chain. It had a very nice, it performed extremely nicely during this bull run. Here's the higher time frame chart. So yeah, you could see it's still in its meter structure. It didn't break it actually, which is to me is really strong. when you see something like that. It's noteworthy. You should be paying attention to it. Does it mean it's just going to reverse and go crazy bullish right away? Probably not. But your weekly momentum here is oversold, just like it was back here in July. And yeah, you bounced right off the neutral territory here on the weekly RSI, or you're right on it, I should say. And your 3-day RSI is, well, oversold. Last time it was the top. This time maybe it's the bottom. I say maybe because it may not be the bottom. It might just get a reflexive rally and then make a new low. But I would say that as long as it's holding this structure, it's okay probably to hold on to it. If it starts breaking this, I'd be a little bit more worried and concerned about it, because then it could really just make new lows. Maybe go back down to, who knows, a lot lower. All right. PDI, pulse chains die, is pretty destroyed. Maybe you got a falling wedge pattern setting up here. You can see the momentum maybe starting to shift down here. Hasn't done so just yet. The same thing with the 3-day RSI, down here at 26. And you're talking about an asset that's basically done a full round trip on a retracing. So if this does have any pertinent value to the chain, this is value areas, 97% drawdown. So very low risk area to take a trade. Do your own research, not financial advice. I'm just looking at a chart. I don't know what the viability is of this asset or if it will succeed in the future. I know all the pulse chain people are kind of relying on pulse chains die to maybe go to a parity or go to close to a parity. This is all speculation still to me, but chart wise looks low risk. It's probably worth taking a shot at it and, set a stop below these range lows, just to reduce your risk if it does go lower. It doesn't really have too much lower to go before maybe it goes to close to zero. Just saying, so if you believe in it, take a shot. Okay. I would say that it's pretty low risk right here, right now. Okay. A lot of pulse chain assets are really, 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 really wrecked. A lot of them capitulated. Pulse chain itself capitulated. It's actually just continuing to make new lows. Extremely bearish looking pulse chains chart. Broke down out of a descending triangle that's been in for like months or maybe years now. That is not a very good thing to see. I'm drawing some hopium right here, right? But man, that is not good. That is not good at all. That is bad. Bad. Okay. So what doesn't look bearish? I mean, I would say Bitcoin's not really the high time frames don't look good, but like from a technical point of view, it hasn't made new lows, macro lows. I don't think it's as bad as everything else. Crow does look okay. I looked at that the other day, actually. But yeah, for pulse chain, like the 1272 fib extension looks like it's on deck here. The 1445 region. Wrecked. Totally wrecked. All right. Pretty depressing stuff, but guess what? If this chain has some viability and it is going to succeed in the future, well, you're looking at a major buying opportunity, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, numbers going down actually benefits you if you want to be accumulating something like this. So yeah, just remember that. Rat Bitcoin for life. Yeah, dude. I'm a big. I like Rat Bitcoin. It's definitely like I said, this is like the strongest pulse chain asset for sure. So cool. Let's look at some other stuff. I mean, there's not really too much to look at right now. Everything kind of looks like trash. The stock market kind of looks like trash. There's not probably many stocks that look good right now. Actually, OCGN breaking out, man. Wow. This thing caught bids on Friday. XRP. Yeah, take a look at it. XRP. Yeah, just looks like a bit of distribution happening up here. You could see the rounding, like the rounding top stuff, right? So it's distributing up here. Yeah, it's definitely stronger than a lot of these other assets. It's a lot bigger market cap. It's going to be a lot to push it down. Kind of holding above $2 for now. Just looks like distribution to me. XRP can probably come back down to $1.50. That's like your next level on it. Yeah, not too much else to talk about there. Yeah, your weekly is still holding in bullish control zones, which is surprising, which is good. But certainly pointing down, you had bearish divergence there on the weekly. Your monthly RSI got pretty heated up here at 88. Man, the only thing you can hope for is you do get that pullback to like that dollar range and you bounce somewhere over here and you then pivot and rally and you make bearish divergence for a new all-time high and you make bearish divergence and you're hoping that that's it and that tops out around like, $6, $7, maybe $8. That's it. That's what you're hoping for. Yeah, you may not even get it, right? Here it just topped out and that was it. Here is where you got the high, the reset, and then the higher high on price with this bearish divergence up here for your 2017 cycle top. But not saying that that's going to happen. It already looks like it's pretty heated already, man. Looks like pretty heated up here. You got the white candles coming in and kind of rolling over. You could be in this move here. That's what I was thinking before, but you probably still need a bit more of a pullback to like that 150 level. Maybe you get like I even have plotted. Maybe you get that one more push. Maybe. It's gonna be tough with the whole macros collapsing though. To get an XRP rally here. Just saying. I wouldn't bet on it right now. I would wait to see this reset first. Because it could be exuding something like this where you make a lower high like that and then kind of come down. Maybe you just come back up and make one more test of this region or maybe a lower high and then lower. Okay. Do I think the bull cycle still continues this year or is it over? It's a tough question. Part of me thinks that it's over. And the other part of me thinks that we could get some sort of reflexive rally to maybe make an attempted rally. So maybe a lower high type of rally and maybe into Q4 or in Q3, Q4. Like the end of summer or something. We maybe do something. We'll see. The stock market stops bleeding out, we might have a better chance at it. You know what I'm saying? If the Fed kind of eases off QT, we might have a better chance at it. But the high time frame charts just look pretty cooked, man. The monthly charts look pretty bad. So, I mean, typically Bitcoin usually retests its high. So like we did like even last cycle where we made a double top, we made a top, pulled back 50%, made an attempted rally, failed into November there. We might do something similar to that. Or we might really just something crazy fundamentally might change too. They're trying to pass all this stablecoin regulation, and banks kind of can custody Bitcoin now. The dollar index doesn't look great either, which actually is leading me to believe we might see one more rally. Right, U.S. dollar index isn't going up right now; it's going down. In fact, it actually looks like it's going to go down a lot. Right. So then you want to be paying attention to like dollar index, and you want to be paying attention to even like something like the commodities. So something interesting is this is interesting to me. So somebody had mentioned to me that they're going to maybe start rolling gold for Bitcoin. All right. And the only way to really look at that is to look at the gold Bitcoin ratio. And this I should probably take off. Can't really see anything on the chart. So gold versus Bitcoin is wrecked, right? Bitcoin obviously crushes gold. All right. And I mean, yeah, you can see that gold is, basically outperforming Bitcoin right now because it's been drawing down, right? And, cup and handle continuation, gold breaking out versus Bitcoin right now. But at some point, it's going to get to an area where it's like gold's already in heat. Maybe we need to roll it back for Bitcoin because Bitcoin is no longer in heat. That's not the case right now. I think Bitcoin's still in a lot of heat on the monthly chart. But gold is too. Gold's also in heat. It's also a lot slower. It's a much bigger asset class. But if they're going to start treating gold or Bitcoin like gold, then maybe there is a roll there that happens. Maybe not yet, but I think it's a possibility, especially with all this Bitcoin reserve talk. And you have companies now, going to be adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets to kind of mitigate their cash risk on hand. I think that that's all kind of viable. Does it happen today? Maybe not. Does it happen in a few months? We'll see. GameStop just kind of announced to the world they're going to be doing something like MicroStrategy. I feel like a lot of these big tech companies are going to probably adopt something similar. Bitcoin is eventually going to be the unit of account. So a lot of companies are kind of acknowledging that and realizing that. So I think long-term Bitcoin's good, man. We're going to get these drawdowns here. Bitcoin went on a crazy run, man. If that was the top of the cycle, then Bitcoin did great. 16K to 109K. I mean, that's in what, 3 years? That's great. That's great, man. It's a great return. And just zoom out on the chart, man. It's just higher highs, higher lows for the lifetime of the asset. It's one of the best performing assets in the world. There's very few assets that have performed like that. You got your NVIDIAs of this world, you got your Amazons of this world, sure. But they're not commodities, they're stocks. It's different. You can't really compare them to each other, right? Bitcoin doesn't have a balance sheet, So I digress here, but I think eventually we're going to see the roll from gold to Bitcoin eventually. Right now, I think it's in the favor of gold, but eventually you're going to see that roll, man. Eventually you're going to see that roll. So we'll see. We'll kind of track and trace this stuff. You know who's really good, man? This guy actually predicted a lot of stuff. You guys know who Josh Mandel is? This guy predicted like $84,000 Bitcoin on March 14th in November, like to the T. Now I don't really get into like a lot of this numerology stuff, but like this guy is pretty good. It's pretty good. And he was also saying something crazy about Bitcoin by end of this year is like 400K. Okay. And he's just talking about how it's all kind of numerology and we live in a simulation and kind of a crazy call. But no one has ever called the exact Bitcoin value on a certain day at an exact time. He said by the candle close on March 14th, Bitcoin's going to be trading at 84,000 on the money. Like on the money, not pennies, not $84,010, like 84,000 on the money. That's crazy, bro. Like no one does that. This guy's also long like something like $40 million worth of call options on MicroStrategy right now. Like what? Yeah, you guys should follow. Listen, man, I'm not a paid shill here at all. Just like somebody I came across and like I know he's been a trader for a very long time. Here you go. You know, Solomon Brothers 1990 to 1998. He's been a trader for a long, long time. He's not just some new trader guy. He trades short dated options. He's was a bond trader. Interesting. I want to see what he's saying now with this action. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, he's pretty good. You guys can. He's kind of a funny guy too. Aren't you glad when we enter the banana zone? He's still like he said. Some saying, man. He doesn't think this cycle is over by any means. He thinks we're going to get some crazy blow off top in the end of the year. So he also mentioned that March is a big month, and Bitcoin would range between. He said it wouldn't deviate too much below 80K. So far, it's holding true. And it's, yeah, man, and we're still above 80K. I mean, if we start tagging like 70, low 70s, I'd be a little bit more concerned about what he's saying. But so far, so good. I don't want to spend too much time here, but you guys should check him out. I think he's worth looking at, following. Seems like he's pretty knowledgeable and has really some crazy insight on some things. Definitely a very experienced trader. All right. Cool. Fear and greed. Fear. I'm sure all markets are in fear right now. So yeah, this is obviously the time to be accumulating stuff, especially ETH, man. ETH is so wrecked, dude. ETH is dead, man. You know, I don't think ETH is dead. I just think that we haven't really this cycle has kind of been restricted. We hadn't really have any really good alts like L1 run except for like Solana, which was basically just the casino of memes that pushed Solana up. Okay, so I don't really like that. Actually, I think Solana sucks because of that. It's like really not good utility and really bad vibe. Think about it. All right. Feel free to chat, guys. I'm just kind of shooting the shit here. There's nothing really to talk about. These charts look like crap. So Sure. We can look at Tesla. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I have nothing good to say about it right now. Your quarterly candle, almost bearish engulfing. I mean, last week, the last couple of weeks, you know, I said we got a hammer. We attempted to rally, got rejected. Yeah. I hope so, man. That would save the market. The weekly looks good on Tesla. Like you would want to think that it's going to maybe get a push here, but it could just kind of get rejected and go lower. Like what it did, just got rejected. Looks like it's just going to go lower. Like the macro is shitty, man. Macro is shitty. S&P is looks like it's going to tumble. This looks like you know, your first impulse move down. Guys, I don't think any of them look good. Like first impulse move down, you got your bounce, lower high. You're going to get your next leg, your ABC down, okay? That's what this looks like to me. It looks like an ABC corrective wave down. Not even corrective wave, just broke a massive structure to the downside. Just looks awful, looks bad. Right? We might be enduring some more pain, is what I'm trying to say. Keep your dry powder, man, for right now. Like this is probably going to be one of the biggest buying opportunities of your life after this is all said and done. Could take some months, and we could really see, you know, 4750 on the S&P, and that actually wouldn't be like really something crazy. Like just go back test the breakout. I realize, you know, the market draws down more than 20%. We enter a bear market. Okay, we're entering a bear market then, or very close to. Technically, we would be 22% down. All right. But in crypto, a 22% drawdown on Bitcoin is like a bullish thing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shit. I left an ice pop on my desk and it just melted all the way through. This is awful. Wrecked. Yeah. Yeah, Bobby comes in at the end of the stream. What's up, dude? Here's the rest of it. The rest of it's here. I totally forgot I had an ice pop on my desk. That sucks. How we looking, bro? I would say it looks like shit. I'd say it looks like shit. We have our weekly crossing bearish. We have our 2 week. You can see building momentum here. Bullish momentum, right? This kind of crosses up. We get big drawdown. Yeah, we probably need a reversal like ASAP. I don't really see it happening right now. What's going on, dude? Pretty gnarly weekly candle close, 2 week candle close, monthly candle close, looking pretty bad right now. 72K looks like it's on deck if we take out these lows, which, well, if S&P continues down, I don't see why we wouldn't see that. Yeah, I mean, and the monthly kind of clipped up here. You can see we clipped short in January, just like we clipped in September. Last time we had a clip like that was September, guys, of 2021 on the monthly time frame. So these don't populate very often. When they do, they're probably not to be ignored. They're usually marking tops or close to tops. Like this made one more push and then it just pulled back. So anywho, I got nothing else to really talk about aside from we're probably going to dump some more. Looks like we're going to get some more dumpage. $1,700 ETH, man. No, I don't think we have reached capitulation yet. No way. Bitcoin's not capitulating right now. ETH may be capitulating right now. Reason being is because if you look at liquidations, you can see, these red dots are usually pretty good for capturing bottoms. Man, dude, like, I mean, we could really see some really ugly stuff if this continues for ETH. Like really ugly stuff. If we take out 1,500 here, it could get pretty bad. There's not much below it. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, certainly been the underperformer. Yeah. But you see how thick these red dots are? We haven't even started producing those here on the weekly yet. We have a couple little ones, That means we probably have a lot more downside to come, especially if these high time frames like this look like this. I don't see the selling stopping right now. We might get pauses in our selling and get bounces along the way. But yeah, that's about it. Man. All right, I'm going to clean up my desk because it's going to be a sticky disaster from this ice pop. But I suspect some more downside, guys. That's what this looks like to me. We might get pauses along the way for the selling to subside at points. But until dude, if Tether starts breaking out of the structure, it's done. I would say it's done. If we somehow magically get rejected here, and we just start breaking down, okay, we can re-talk about another leg in this bull run. But for now, it does not appear that way, especially with the monthly looking the way it looks on Tether. All right, it looks bad. Looks like we're going to get more drawdown. All right. And like the same is true for the S&P and the indices. They all look like shit. So excuse my language, but they don't look good. All right. Trade safe, trade smart. See you guys next week. Hopefully we do see some sort of bounce or some sort of recovery. I think we're going to see probably follow through on these rejections we just saw. So watch out, man. Protect yourself. Maybe hang on to some Pax gold or some gold or just sit in cash or something. Just wait. All right, guys. Chat to you guys later.